Beachbody again, welcome to another video that I've decided to just make right off the bat. So let's see how this goes. So today's video that I wanted to make was about stupid fitness myths, okay? I'm going to debunk a lot of information, what a lot of people go into training believing, a lot of people think that it's true and just needs to be completely forgotten about because I've had enough of hearing it. So the first myth I want to talk about that I'm sick to death of hearing is that you have to stop eating after a certain time. Why do you have to stop eating after a certain time? Where did this even come from? Because in my opinion, if you're eating the same amount of calories from morning to night as you are, say, if you start eating at 9 o'clock until 11 o'clock, or I don't know, if you stopped eating at 6 p.m. when you finish work and it just makes it awkward for you, I don't understand how that makes any difference. If you're still eating the same amount of calories, if you're still eating the same protein, for example, if you're still hitting everything the same, why does it matter? Your body doesn't know that, oh, it's 7 o'clock, so I need to stop eating. It just doesn't make any sense. While it is true that your body does do certain things at certain times and goes through certain hormonal processes, etc., at certain parts of the day, that is in fact very true. It doesn't make a difference what time you eat your meals. As long as you're eating breakfast, you don't miss your first opportunity for protein synthesis. As long as you eat something for around when you're hungry, around dinner time, when you eat, which is lunch if you're, down south, and you eat something before you train, you maybe eat something after you train, and you eat something before you go to sleep. Those are the prime times. You don't need to limit yourself to, oh, I woke up at 9 o'clock this morning, so I'm going to eat until 6 o'clock and then I'll suddenly lose weight. Doesn't matter if you stop eating at 6 o'clock, if you've eaten 2,000 calories of chocolate digestive biscuits now, does it? Now this takes me on to another topic I feel like I needed to address in this video today about dieting and fitness myths, which is that you need to only eat a certain amount of fat or carbs to lose weight or to stay in shape. Now I understand where this came from. I do understand that it is common knowledge that there are 4 calories per gram of protein and carbs and 9 calories per gram of fat, which does of course mean it is more than twice the calories per gram of fat, which does technically mean if you're eating more, you will end up putting weight on, but that only matters if you're still eating too much food. It's not going to matter if you're eating more fat than you are carbs, or more carbs than fat. As long as your protein is high and you're still not eating more calories than you burn, you are going to stay in shape. Or if you're burning more calories than you need, then you are still going to lose weight. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're eating enough protein, you're getting essential vitamins and nutrients, you're eating whole foods and only using supplements for supplements, which I know some people don't tend to do, which is another issue. You are going to stay in shape and you are going to hit your goals. It really, really doesn't matter. And this is one fitness myth that really does need to stop. Too many times I've known people and I've spoken to people say, oh, I'm trying to lose weight, so I've cut out bread, I've cut out pasta, I've cut out potatoes, I've cut out rice. These are things I live on. These are things that I prep for bodybuilding shows, eating. And then 5 minutes after they've told me that, I've seen them eat a chocolate biscuit or a Mars bar. It's like, you're cutting out potatoes, but you're still eating a Mars bar. What? And again, it is true, I understand where this comes from in a way that you are supposed to eat foods that will keep you satiated, you are supposed to eat foods that will keep your diet sustainable long term, but at the end of the day, if you're cutting out your carbs and your fat, or you're not eating bread, or you're not eating butter or anything like that because you think that certain foods are going to make a difference to how much weight you lose, they're not. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but it's calories in, it's calories out. It always has been. You can't change the laws of thermodynamics.
In this house, we obey the laws of thermodynamics.
I'm sorry, but if you're eating Mars bars all day and you think you're going to lose weight because you're not eating bread, sorry to disappoint you, but it's not going to work. And I understand, before I see it in the comments attacking me, that there are going to be people who say, well, hold on a minute, there are studies that suggest otherwise. Hold on, you are completely wrong, you're stupid. Well, maybe, but these studies you're talking about, study results can change. And studies can lie because they can say different information depending on what it is you're actually looking for, who's in the study and what was involved. My advice would be, don't always trust the study. Find what works for you. It may take a little bit of time, it will take trial and error, but that's the nature of what it is that you're doing. You need to just find out what works for you and don't just look at a study you just found on a 5-minute Google search. I touched on this very briefly a moment ago, and it was another myth that people say that it's not calories that help you lose weight, it's a certain amount of protein or carbs or fat. So hold on a second, let me just say, for example, if you needed 2,000 calories a day to lose weight, okay, so let's say you put yourself in a healthy deficit of around 300 to 500 calories a day. So you needed 2,000 calories, for example, let's just say it's a guideline, and you eat 2,000, okay? So if you eat 2,000 calories, and it doesn't matter, as long as you're getting healthy vitamins, nutrients, you're eating whole foods, you eat a healthy amount of protein, and you hit your calorie deficit goal for the day, okay? You're going to lose weight. Now let's say that you, for example, don't do that, okay? And instead you say, oh, it's okay, I don't care about calories. I've been told by a trainer or someone who knows what they're doing that I should eat 2,000 calories to lose weight, okay? If I want to lose a pound of fat, That's going to be 3,500 calories. So I need to stay in a deficit of 500 calories a day for the week. Okay, brilliant. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to eat as many calories as I want, not even count them, not even track them, forget what a calorie is. What's a calorie? Exactly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to eat Pop-Tarts. I'm going to eat Pop-Tarts, and I'm going to eat this, and I'm going to eat that, but I'm going to cut out bread. I'm going to cut out potatoes. This sounds extreme. This is actually what people do. And it doesn't work, I'm sorry. Show me one person who can do that. Show me one person who's eating 10,000 calories a day. Extreme. Okay, let's try that again. Show me someone who has eaten 3,000 calories a day when they needed 2,000 calories a day to lose weight. And they've just cut out potatoes, or they've just cut out rice, but they've still lost weight. No, you might lose a bit of water if you're not holding as much muscle because you're not eating as much protein or anything or nutrients that you need. But if you're eating, I don't know, if you're eating potatoes or rice, you're going to have a much healthier body. You're going to have a better body composition. Your body's going to work better. You're going to have less inflammation in your body. Like, for example, you see these pictures of bodybuilders that are blown out like that. It's not just drugs. It is drugs, but it's also inflammation, because there's a lot of people. There's a bodybuilder, Hunter Labrada. I'm sure some of you have heard of him, okay? All he does is eat Rice Krispie treats blended up with chicken. I'm sorry, but his body is very inflamed, and that's why he came 7th at his last Mr. Olympia show. But anyway, the point is, you know, follow calories. Don't just cut out bread, but then eat chocolate biscuits 2 minutes later. It's stupid, and it won't work, I'm sorry. There's another myth that I want to discuss today, which is that exercise stunts your growth. Now, I don't personally understand this. I don't know where it came from. I mean, myself, I've been training since I was around 17, and my mum's 5'2", and my dad's 5'4.5". The half is very important to him, apparently. I'm 5'10". Well, I was 5'10". I re-measured myself for the first time in 4 or 5 years, and I'm now 5'11". So I've been training for 5 years now, and with weights. And experience training before that, I used to swim, I used to cycle, and I spent a lot of time just losing weight, doing circuit training before I started my bodybuilding journey. And I've actually seemed to have grown an inch. Where did this myth come from? I don't understand at all where this came from. Is there any scientific evidence to back it up? If you can find any scientific evidence to back it up, please feel free to message me or comment in the comment section, or just send me any links to any studies, because like I say, studies can change, but I don't believe there's actually any information out there which can correlate to any proof that exercise stunts your growth. It just doesn't. It's just not something that happens. So if you're just beginning to start your journey and you're in high school or secondary school, as we call it in England, or you just think you're going to have another growth spurt and you don't want to start training until it's happened because you think you're going to end up like a 5'3" manlet, well, don't worry, because if you're going to end up like that, you're going to end up like that anyway. You might as well start bench pressing. Now, the final myth I want to talk about today is that you're eating enough. I'm sorry. This is targeted at the people that I've grown up around, especially when I started my fitness journey and a couple of years after, and sometimes now, but just only occasionally, not as often. So I have a lot of friends and I know a lot of people from the gym or from college or other places. Sorry if you feel like it's you, but it probably is that I'm talking about. And you say, oh, I've been training for 6 months, I've been training for a year, I've been lifting weights, I've been going to the gym 4 times a week, but I've not been growing, I've not been developing, and I'm just tired and sore. I'm eating so much food. And then I turn around and say, okay, well, what are you eating? I'll try and help you with it. Oh, I'm eating so much. I'm eating 1 piece of toast in the morning and an egg. Okay, what's the rest of your breakfast? Oh, that's all I'm having for breakfast, but then I'll have a 99p cheeseburger from McDonald's and a chips and a Mars bar. Okay, I think we're starting to dial into the problem here. There are different approaches to training, and some people like Greg Doucette. Book now! You may have heard of his approach that he preaches, main gaining. There is an approach where you just need to train and make sure you're eating at maintenance calories and eating enough protein to sustain yourself to grow muscle over a longer period of time and stay at a lower body fat. While that will work for you, if you wanted to build a lot of muscle, there is another approach, which is the old school bulking approach, where you bulk and cut them when you feel like you're big enough, or if you're competing, you'll cut after you bulk to lose all your body fat for a show. But regardless of which approach you take, you still need to eat enough food to recover and to grow, and you need to eat enough protein and calories to not feel like a corpse, okay? You need to be able to lift weight, you need to be able to go to work and string a full sentence together. Me, myself, when I'm not trying to make these YouTube videos that people are probably watching now thinking, who is this guy? I am literally right now, I work on the phone. I speak to a lot of people all day, every day, okay? If I go in work and I don't feel like I have the energy to do that, I will power through, but I want to be able to go to work and know I've got the energy for the day. I take my meals with me, I'm ready for the gym after work, I've had a good breakfast, I'm ready for the day. I'm not that sat there on the phone thinking, I don't want to do this. What were we talking about? I have no energy, because that's the last thing that you're going to want to do. Okay, you need to make sure that you're powered up for the day, and the same goes for your training and your body. The way you feel directly correlates with the situation that your body is currently in. If you're not eating enough food, you're not going to develop, you're not going to grow, you're not going to recover from your training, but most importantly, you're going to feel terrible in life. But anyway, guys, that's the end of my video today. I just felt like I needed to make a video debunking some fitness myths, because I'm taking the approach I mentioned of bulking, okay? I'm now trying to grow to do another competition, so I've got some hamster juice going on, but then I'll lose the weight, but I'm still eating enough. So I just felt like I needed to debunk some of these myths anyway. So if you have any more questions, or you have any more ideas you want me to make videos on, or any more information you'd like, shoot me a message or comment something down below in the comment section, and yeah, I hope you take this information away and do something good with it. And please subscribe. I need it.